Wow, it's tax day. The most feared day in America. Yep. This is the day when all our federal income taxes are due. Oh, I know a lot of us, myself included, we've already filed and probably spent our returns if we were getting one. But today is the day for millions of Americans and all the businesses that are operating in the United States. We have to file our taxes. So we run around and we gather all our receipts. If we don't have one, we try and make one up so that we can sneak in and get every little minor deduction that we think we might qualify for because somebody else told us about it. Several articles this last week on CNBC and several other publications by Associated Press. Headline was, 50% of Americans pay no federal tax. To which I reply, really? Let's look at a dollar bill that you earned this morning when you went to work, that you may be spending today when you file your income tax. Or maybe you'll go out and have a celebratory drink after you get through filing your taxes and actually getting some money back. Who in here earned over $102,000 this year? I didn't think so. I didn't either. So let's look at the dollar that you earned. Our dollars are taxed several ways. First of all, you pay 7.65% of every dollar you earn up to $102,000 for Social Security and Medicaid. There is no deductions. And your employer pays 7.65% of every dollar you earn up to $102,000. No deductions. After that, you pay a minimum of 10% federal income tax, up to as much as 36%, depending on your income. After you've had a few deductions, like the $10,900 family marital deduction and the $3,500 personal exemptions. And if that's not bad enough, you have money in a savings account, you earn a few dollars of interest, you have to pay ordinary income tax on that, whether you take the money out or not. If you have investments in corporate stocks or bonds, you have to pay taxes on that, whether you take the money out of it or not. If you inherit money, if you receive money as a gift, you pay taxes. So 50% of Americans don't pay taxes. Really? Let's concentrate on that dollar bill you made this morning when you went to work. First thing, 7.5% of your money goes to Social Security. Then your employer takes another 7.5%, actually 7.65%. Then the federal government, he takes 10% or more. Everything that we buy, basically, 50% of the cost is labor. So we pay another 7.5% for somebody else's Social Security. Corporate income tax in America is roughly 10%, 20%, and the average profit on something is about 10%. So now we pay their federal income taxes. So there's your dollar that you get to spend, that you work for. About 65 cents or less, 60 cents. Okay. Was it worth going to work today? 50% of America don't pay any taxes. Really? Let's compare the average working family in America. Family of four, they're the statistical family. American family of four earning $40,000 in the United States pays $3,060 in Social Security and Medicare. The government or the employer pays another $3,060 for that individual in Social Security and Medicare tax. After deducting your $10,000 for your personal exemption, personal deductions, and $14,000 for their four personal exemptions, they're left over with $1,510 of federal income tax. So they've spent roughly $7,630 in federal income tax on a $40,000 income. Now I know there's a gazillion deductions out there. IRAs, 401ks, 501c, 503b, HR 10s, KEO, Simples, muni bonds, fringe benefits, on and on and on and on and on. In fact, according to Daniel Mitchell from the National Heritage Foundation, there are 893 forms that the federal government charges taxes. But most of those forms have more than one page, so in reality, it's about 1,500 pages. As it stands currently our federal income tax system wants us to cheat. Okay? In fact, there's $100 billion what they call hidden tax. That's the lawyers and accountants' tax prep fees that we have to pay to file those 893 forms. Let's make it simple and fair. The flat tax people. Representative Dick Armey co-authored a book, Fairness and Efficiency in the Flat Tax. 20% income tax over your personal exemption of family exemption for a family of 4 of $25,500. 20% over $25,500. Still pay Social Security. So now my family is going to pay $3,000 Social Security. The employer is going to pay $3,000 Social Security. And now the family is going to pay $2,900 in federal income tax. They spent $9,060. Of course, they don't have any inheritance tax. They don't have any corporate tax or anything else. They can file one form about the size of a postcard, but they spent $1,400 more in taxes. I really don't think that's fair. The third proposal is called fair tax. Fair tax says they will repeal the 16th Amendment, which established the federal income tax. They will abolish the IRS. We won't need them anymore. All of our taxes are going to be collected through the current state government because it's based on a 23% national sales tax. Okay, you can breathe again. It's all right. It's not that bad. Let me explain it. You get 100% of your income. If you make $40,000, you get $40,000. There's no deductions for Social Security. There's no deductions for federal income taxes. What you earn is what you get. Your check just went up 25 to 40% because you don't have those deductions coming out. Now our family of 4 earning $40,000 will actually get $43,060 because the employer doesn't have to pay the $3,060 to the federal government for Social Security. And in addition to that, the Department of Health and Human Services says that you will get a prebate check in front of each month, the first of each month, the equivalent to the amount of 23% tax based on the national poverty level. Department of HHS says national poverty level is $21,200. We do away with the marriage penalty, and it's actually $27,380. So each month, a family of 4 is going to receive, on the first of the month, a check for $525 to cover the taxes. Not a bad deal. Now you're making $49,360. And here's the best part. You pay utilities, there's no tax. You pay rent, there's no tax. You pay mortgage, there's no tax. You pay insurance, there's no tax. You put money in the bank, there's no tax. You buy something new, you pay tax. Everybody pays the same. All the money is the same. Everybody pays. The rich guy, the poor guy, the kid flipping hamburgers, General Motors, resident aliens that don't pay taxes now, illegal aliens that don't pay taxes now. Everybody pays 23% of whatever they spend. Beacon Hill Institute said that the law will collect $2.6 trillion, which is approximately $358 billion more than the current program. In conclusion, I know I've overwhelmed you with a lot of numbers. Think of it this way. $40,000 under the current law, your disposable income is $32,000. Under the flat tax, Representative Armey wants is $30,900. With the fair tax, it's $49,000, almost a 50% increase. We eliminate the bureaucracy. Everyone pays the same. No deductions, no special. You put money away. You don't have to pay tax on it. Please support the fair tax this election year. Join me, and let's have a change in America that's a real change. Thank you. Appreciate your time.